Dinero le robó su corazón.
This is Ruby, twisted as she is beautiful. Like any other woman, who wouldn't like to be beautiful? And like any other man, who would remain indifferent to the charms of a beautiful woman. But be careful. Women take heed and ensure that physical beauty does not wear down your inner beauty. And men, know the soul of the woman you love.
Ruby, this is for you.
Paco, I thought we've already talked much about this.
I'm not asking for anything now. I hope you'll take this rose if it's okay with you.
Very well, Paco. But only because we're friends, understood?
Yes, friends, no doubt. That's for sure.
Thank you.
So long.
Too bad, my man. Nice try, but she kissed you off again.
You know what? Why do you keep chasing her? There's nothing special from her. She's annoying.
You're the one who's hagged off. You say those things because it bothers you that everybody's after her.
Such a beautiful rose.
Yeah, but Paco doesn't interest me at all.
Come on, he's very sweet and handsome.
Well, if you like him all that much, he's yours.
Ruby, my eyes only see Hector.
Oh, that's right. How could I have forgotten Hector?
It's just that I am so excited. I can't believe that he'll be here in Mexico City soon. I have to show you all the new clothes that I bought.
Sure. Great.
But we came here to study for the exam, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Cayetano.
You're welcome, miss.
Oh, I really love your place. Why don't we swim for a bit? We can study while we sunbathe, can't we?
No way. You know I don't like wearing bathing suits. Listen, my dad said he's coming home for lunch today.
Does this mean I finally get to meet him?
The driver gave me this flower. You left it in the car.
Put it in a vase, would you? We don't want it to wilt, Pancha.
Would you do that, please, Nanny?
Of course, my dear. I didn't know that your pretty friend right here had an admirer in the university.
Paco is not my admirer. We're just friends. Pancha sure is of the nosy kind, isn't she?
Don't take it the wrong way. But she's always been watching out for me and for every one of my friends. Try to understand. She's been taking care of me since I was little.
Okay, if that Pancha is important to you, then I learned to love her too. Even if she doesn't like me.
What do you mean only $2 million? No, that wasn't a deal. Send an email to Frankfurt and have them call us as soon as possible.
Daddy! Daddy, it's great that you're here for lunch.
How was school today, honey?
Great. Look, Dad, this is Ruby, the friend I've told you so much about.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I told you that I wasn't exaggerating when I said she was really pretty.
You certainly weren't. But you're no slouch either, princess.
Boy, is Maribel a real princess and living in a palace? No, with a totally real king.
That man just never stops making up those silly stories. Oh, Christina! What is it, dear? Why are you crying?
Oh, Mrs. Lola. They were laying off personnel and I got fired.
That's terrible, honey. Just terrible.
Please don't tell anyone about it, because I don't want my mother to find out, because if she does, it'll just worry her.
Yes. All right, dear. Don't worry. But, honey, look at yourself. Your mother will be able to tell that something's wrong. Come with me. Let's go to my place. You can relax, have a cup of tea, and tell me about it. Tell me everything, huh? Leave that. Come on, dear. Let's go. Mrs. Chole, go ahead.
Ruby has become my best friend at the university, Daddy. Well, my only friend, really, since everyone else either pities me or doesn't know how to deal with me because of my leg.
Don't think about that. Just think how lucky you are. Everything that you have. Beginning with your father right here. You've got everything one could wish for to be happy.
She's right, princess. Tell me, Ruby, what does your father do for a living, huh?
My father's gone, sir. My sister Christina supports my mother and I. If I'm at the same university as Maribel, it's because I have a partial scholarship. But I'm not ashamed of my current situation. I don't mind people knowing about it.
I hope that I find a job soon. Besides everything else, I have to pay for Ruby's school fees.
Maybe she will have to give up studying and for once find a job herself.
I really hope it wouldn't turn out that way. I'd prefer she finishes her studies. Having a degree will give her a leverage in the world out there.
No, having a degree guarantees you nothing these days, I'm telling you, my dear. I personally know lots of unemployed graduates, Christina.
True. But I know that won't happen to Ruby. She has always been very, very lucky.
You know, I really liked your dad.
I adore him, even though, as you may have noticed, he's always in a rush with his business.
It must be a huge responsibility running a stocks brokerage operation. Is it true that since your mom died, he hasn't had a significant other?
Well, he has girlfriends that he goes out with every so often, but I think that he never remarried because of me.
Would it bother you if he did?
No, not at all. I would even love it. In fact, I'm sure he will have a life again as soon as I get married.
Hang on, what do you mean when I get married? You're serious about your boyfriend from the internet?
I don't want to get ahead of myself, but for now, all I can tell you is that I'm very, very much in love. And I am just dying to be with my Hector.
Oh yes, my Hector!
Stop it, Ruby!
As you all will probably notice, our proposal has always implemented all the established guidelines. The design was in accordance with the demands of Ground Zero. It embraces ecology, as it restores the idea of a city full of life.
Well done, Hector. I think everyone would agree with me if I said you did a great job. Will you give us a minute?
Of course. It was a pleasure.
So is your dad okay with the idea of his princess being with someone he's never met?
We haven't talked about it much, but I know that he's heard good things about Hector. He knows his godfather because they've done business together.
Well, his godfather is one thing, but what about his parents?
They died in an accident.
Oh, how sad.
His godparents are his only family. His godfather manages his inheritance for him, and apparently does it very well. He was left with 2 cattle ranches, and now he already has 4 of them.
You are really one lucky girl. A rich boyfriend, who's also gorgeous. That's the kind of man I want to marry.
Hector, congratulations, huh? Everyone was saying that they were very pleased with the work that you've done.
I'm glad, Howard.
Well, get ready. From the way it looks, I'm quite certain that everyone in the board is so excited to have you run the next project.
We've talked about this, Howard. It's been 4 years away from Mexico, and up to now, I wouldn't have had any problem staying, but now,
But this project is really very important, you know. It could open doors of opportunity to international architecture for you. You must at least consider it.
I'm sorry, Howard, but Maribel is important to me, you know. That's the truth.
I see. Amor. Boy, this internet girl has really stolen your heart, hasn't she, huh?
You don't know how much.
Cheers.
A shining prince for the princess of the castle, right?
Ruby, cut it out. I'm not interested in money.
You say that because you have lots, and so does Hector.
I couldn't care less if you were poor. It's the way he talks, the way he thinks, the way he feels. That's what I
see.
Like. He's so sweet.
You're just daydreaming of him.
No, Ruby, I mean every word.
Wow, man, you sure went shopping. Look at this one. It's
if it
fabulous.
fits you, you can have it.
No way, what are you talking about? It's yours. You bought it for Hector's arrival, right?
Well, I have others. Try it on, Ruby. Go on, try it.
All right, if you insist. Yes!
Ruby? No, Mother, it's me.
It's unusual for you to be home from the studio this early.
Well, there wasn't much to do at work. Where's Ruby, Mother? Hasn't she come back from the university yet?
She shouldn't be long. She probably went out with her friends. You know how she is.
Yes, Mother.
It looks a lot better on you than it does on me. Here, Ruby, these go with the whole outfit. Promise me that you're going to keep them all, okay?
Oh, all right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Really, thank you.
I don't really feel like studying. I would really just prefer to write to Hector.
Oh. I still can't understand how you can be so crazy about a guy you've never even met in person.
Well, we send each other our photos, and we speak with each other on the phone a lot. But I really prefer to write to him. There are things that are easier to say over the internet than they are over the phone.
It seems like a very strange relationship. For me to fall in love, I need to know how I feel when he's close to me, when he touches me, or when he kisses me.
Ruby, how dare you accuse me of being a hopeless romantic?
I'm not being romantic, I'm just being realistic. The physical aspect of a relationship is extremely important. Otherwise, it would just be like having a good friend.
I don't know, I'm certainly sure that I will faint the first time Hector kisses me, Ruby. I'll have someone tell the driver to take you home.
Thank you.
It seems that you forgot to take your rose again.
Nothing gets past you now, does it, Pancha?
You are absolutely right, especially things that concern my Maribel. I'm glad you've picked it up because I love my Maribel like she were my own daughter.
Well, she says that she loves me like a sister, okay? Isn't that sweet?
Done. Cayetana's waiting for you outside.
Okay, I'm out of here so you can write to your beloved.
Tell me. That dress looks awfully familiar. Isn't that the one that my dear Maribel bought?
I gave it to her, Nanny.
My girl, how sweet. It's kind of you to be charitable and give clothes to those who can't afford to dress themselves. It's late and Ruby isn't home yet. Mother, you need to talk to her and get her at least to tell you where she is. I'll be right back. I'm just going to see Miss Lola. I won't be long.
Wait a moment, dear. Would you try on your dress? That way I can finish sewing it today.
Mother, it's really very pretty. But I don't want you working so hard.
You've wanted it for such a long time, and you need pretty clothes for your job right now.
According to my friend Ruby, physical contact is an essential part of any romantic relationship. If phone calls and letters make me feel the way I do, I can only imagine how I'll feel when we finally meet. I adore you without ever having touched your skin.
Maribel.
I've called all the ads I encircled, and I've lots of interviews by Monday.
You'll need to be dressed up, Christina.
Yes. I'll be wearing a new dress, the one my mother just finished for me.
That's great. Remember, first impressions do last.
I'll just make one more call, and then I'll pay you what I owe you.
Okay. If I weren't poor as a rat like you guys, I wouldn't charge you for the calls. Well, what do you know? Nice time for your sister to be getting home. And check out the clothes that she's wearing.
Where have you been?
Is the interrogation starting already? I've been at my friend Maribel's house, and before you ask, the dress and the earrings are from her.
You could have called to tell us where you were.
And how would that be possible if our phone line has been disconnected?
Whenever you need to, you can call me and I would gladly take a message.
Can we continue this conversation in the house where you could have privacy?
Excuse me.
Ruby, I haven't told Mother about this, but I just got fired today.
What? How are we going to pay for my tuition then, huh? I already owe them 3 months, Christina.
Can you stop thinking about yourself for 1 minute? Forget about your tuition. I won't be able to pay our rent, understand?
So you didn't even get a payout, huh?
No, I did not. Ruby, you're going to have to start working yourself.
No, I won't. I simply can't do that. I refuse to end up like you. It's your fault for letting people walk all over you. When you want something, you have to go and get it at whatever price.
Physical contact is really essential. What your friend Ruby says is true. But what I like about our relationship is precisely the way we have started it. And when the time comes for me to feel your lips, to hug you tightly in my arms, I know that our love will even be greater. I have to say goodbye, my love. Sleep well.
Dad!
You're still awake. You're still chatting with that internet friend of yours. Don't you think you're taking this friendship a little too seriously?
But Dad, it's more than a friendship. Hector and I are in love.
Be careful whom you give your heart to. I hope you're doing the right thing, Princess, okay? I can never forgive the man that will hurt you.
Ruby, your breakfast is getting cold.
If it takes you this long just to get ready for school, when you work at an office after you graduate, you'll have to be up by dawn.
Maybe you get nothing out of standing in front of a mirror. But I do. I like showing off what I have.
I'm going to heat more tortillas.
Yes, Mother.
New dress, huh?
Mm-hmm. It's from Mother.
How lucky of you to have new clothes.
You have the dress that your friend gave you.
Listen, Maribel's hand-me-downs are not new clothes, Christina. I wonder when Mother will make a dress for me.
Your sister needs to look good at the studio she works for, my dear.
What studio, Mother?
Shh! I asked you not to say anything to Mother. I don't want to tell her anything until I have nailed a job.
What are you talking about?
That I want a new dress too, Mother. Everybody goes to the university well-dressed except me.
Don't be so demanding, dear. You should be grateful your sister is doing everything she can to keep the ball rolling for all her bills. And your studies, Ruby.
Well, I have to go now. Mother, I'll see you.
Oh! I'm sorry, Christina.
My dress! Oh, it's completely stained.
Now I'll have to change my clothes again.
Oh, I'm very sorry, Christina, but I burned myself getting the coffee and I'm so sorry.
Please be more careful next time, will you?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, poor dear.
It was an accident. I burned myself, Mother.
It's not even hot.
Isn't it? It is.